If you've ever battled with dead or heavy clay soil, you know how frustrating it can be. Clay soil can feel like a lifeless, compacted challenge that refuses to nurture your plants no matter how much effort you put in. It's dense, slow-draining, and often depleted of the vital life that good soil needs. Dead soil stripped of organic matter and microbial activity can be even worse, a barren ground where seeds struggle to sprout and plants fail to thrive. But what if I told you that buried deep in traditional farming wisdom and overlooked for decades are 3 forgotten soil revival methods that can breathe life back into even the most stubborn clay or dead soil? These aren't trendy new fixes or chemical treatments, but natural, time-tested techniques used long before synthetic fertilizers became popular. When I started using these methods in my own garden, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Soil that was once hard and lifeless began to crumble, teeming with worms and microbes, and plants started to grow with vigor. In this guide, I'll take you through these 3 soil revival secrets. They are practical, effective, and perfect for gardeners of all levels, whether you're starting from scratch or reviving tired garden beds. Stick around because by the end, you'll have tools in your hands to make your soil a fertile, living foundation that supports healthy plants for years to come. Before diving into the revival methods, it's important to understand why clay and dead soils behave the way they do. Clay soil consists of tiny particles packed tightly together, making it dense and poorly aerated. This restricts root growth and water infiltration. Dead soil, on the other hand, has lost its organic matter and microbial life due to overfarming, chemical use, or erosion. Without microbes, nutrients can't cycle properly, and soil structure breaks down. Both soil types suffer from a lack of life, earthworms, fungi, bacteria, that normally maintain soil health and fertility. Reviving them requires not just adding nutrients, but rebuilding the living ecosystem underground. This is where the forgotten methods come in. Hugelkultur is an old European technique that has been rediscovered recently, but its full potential is still underappreciated. The idea is simple. Create raised beds filled with layers of decomposing wood, cardboard, and organic matter. This kind of setup creates a sponge-like soil structure that retains moisture, feeds microbes, and slowly releases nutrients. What makes it perfect for clay soil revival is how the cardboard and wood break down beneath the surface. When you lay down thick sheets of cardboard directly on the clay, it acts as a barrier that softens the soil below. Earthworms and microbes are attracted to the decomposing cardboard, tunneling through it and loosening the compacted clay underneath. Top the cardboard with layers of mulch, like leaves, straw, or grass clippings, that feed soil microbes on the surface and help retain moisture. Over time, the buried wood and cardboard create air pockets and improve drainage, transforming heavy clay into a loose, crumbly, living soil. The beauty of this method is that it uses materials many gardeners already have on hand, and it doesn't require digging or turning the soil, perfect for no-till gardeners. Green manure crops like clover, vetch, and buckwheat have been used by farmers for centuries to rejuvenate soil. These plants grow quickly, fix nitrogen, and build organic matter when turned back into the soil. But what many gardeners forget is that the roots of these plants are just as important as the tops. Deep-rooted legumes and brassicas penetrate compacted clay, breaking up hardpan layers and creating channels for water and roots. Their roots exude sugars and organic acids that feed beneficial fungi and bacteria, revitalizing microbial life in the soil. To harness this method effectively, you'll want to sow a mix of green manure plants suited to your climate and let them grow for several months. When it's time, instead of tilling them deeply, just chop the tops and mulch them in place. The roots will continue to break down underground, feeding microbes and improving structure slowly but surely. This living cover crop system restores fertility, protects soil from erosion, and reintroduces vital microbial diversity, all without harsh disturbance to the clay soil. Few plants are as beloved by traditional gardeners as comfrey. Known as a dynamic accumulator, comfrey's deep roots mine nutrients like potassium, calcium, and trace minerals from deep in the earth and concentrate them in its leaves. When those leaves decompose, they release a rich feast for soil microbes. One forgotten practice is to harvest comfrey leaves and use them to make fermented plant juice, or FPJ. This involves soaking chopped comfrey leaves in water for about a week, allowing natural microbes to proliferate and multiply. The result is a potent liquid full of microbes and nutrients, ready to jumpstart microbial life in your soil. Applying this fermented juice directly to clay or dead soil helps reintroduce beneficial microbes, boost nutrient cycling, and promote healthy soil structure. Combined with shredded comfrey leaves applied as mulch, this method creates a microbial banquet that awakens dormant soil ecosystems. I've seen clay beds that once felt like bricks become rich, crumbly, and alive after regular applications of comfrey mulch and fermented juice. It's a slow process, but a sustainable and natural one that works harmoniously with your garden's ecosystem. So starting with a sheet of cardboard laid right over your clay soil, you'll want to build up hugelkultur beds by layering woody debris, branches, and organic mulch on top. This really softens the soil, creates some air spaces, and feeds microbes underground. Next up, go ahead and sow a diverse green manure crop mix over those beds and just let it grow through the season. These plants will loosen the soil with their roots and feed fungi and bacteria with root exudates. When the green manure matures, just cut and mulch it right on site to feed microbes on the surface, while the roots keep decomposing below. Throughout this whole process, you can harvest comfrey leaves and make fermented plant juice to spray on your beds regularly, delivering nutrients and microbes directly to the soil. And finally, cover the beds with a layer of organic mulch to protect moisture and keep feeding those microbes continuously. Over months and seasons, these methods work together to revive even the most stubborn clay or dead soil, restoring fertility, structure, and vibrant plant growth. In a world obsessed with fast results and chemical solutions, these old-school, nature-aligned methods remind us that soil revival is a process that respects time and biology. Clay soil isn't an enemy. It's a complex ecosystem waiting to be healed and nurtured. Using cardboard, green manures, and comfrey juice doesn't just patch over problems. It rebuilds soil from the ground up, creating a resilient garden system that supports plants year after year. If you're tired of fighting your clay soil or struggling with lifeless dirt, these 3 forgotten methods offer a proven, affordable, and accessible path to soil health. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe to Hydro Haven for more gardening wisdom that helps you work with nature to grow thriving gardens. Share this video with fellow gardeners battling tough soil and help spread the power of these time-tested soil revival secrets.